Ladies and gentlemen, imagine sitting in your favorite chair tonight, thinking about the life you dream of. You see yourself traveling the world, building your own business, enjoying financial freedom, and living with purpose. The vision is vivid, the dream is beautiful, you feel a surge of hope, a rush of inspiration, and yet tomorrow nothing changes. You wake up, do the same routine, and the dream drifts further away. Here's the truth, there is a world of difference between wishful thinking and real success. Many people confuse dreaming with doing. They mistake longing for achievement. They talk about what they want, but they never take the steps to make it real. Wishful thinking whispers, someday it will happen. Real success shouts, I will make it happen. The reason you must stay for the entirety of this speech is simple. Somewhere in the next few minutes, you will discover why most dreams die quietly in our minds and what it takes to awaken them into reality. You'll learn the exact principles that separate those who merely wish from those who achieve. And once you grasp these ideas, you'll never look at your goals the same way again. Because here's the point. Your life is like a garden. Wishful thinking is planting seeds in the air, hoping the wind will grow them. Real success is planting seeds in fertile soil, watering them, nurturing them daily, and patiently waiting for the harvest. One is fantasy, the other is inevitable progress. And the difference is not luck, it's action, discipline, and strategy. Tonight, I'm going to show you 6 critical keynotes that reveal the gap between wishing and winning. If you truly want to transform your dreams into tangible results, this is the roadmap you need. Pay attention. Because this is not just about motivation, it's about mastery of your own life. Dreaming is easy, acting is hard, and this is where the difference between wishful thinking and real success lies. Many people spend their lives envisioning a better future, imagining the life they want to lead, yet they never make it real. They talk about opportunities they plan someday, but nothing ever changes. That is wishful thinking. Real success, however, doesn't come to those who simply hope, it comes to those who act. Action is the bridge between thought and reality. You can have the clearest vision, the most vivid dream, and the highest aspirations, but until you take concrete steps, they are nothing more than fantasies. Consider every success story you admire. Every entrepreneur, inventor, artist, or leader you look up to began with a thought. But it wasn't the thought that changed the world, it was the persistent, intentional action they took day after day. Take Thomas Edison, for instance. Many people remember him as the inventor of the light bulb, but very few consider the thousands of failures that came before his success. Each experiment that didn't work was not a defeat. It was an opportunity to refine, to learn, to take the next step. Edison's action, his refusal to stop moving forward, is what made the dream real. He didn't sit around wishing for success. He worked relentlessly to create it. Now let's break down why action is so powerful and why wishful thinking falls short. Action requires clarity. Action without direction is wasted energy. Many people act impulsively, hoping something will work, but without a clear goal, their efforts scatter. Success requires a crystal clear vision of what you want to achieve. You must define your goals in precise terms. And I want to be rich, but I will earn $100 in the next 12 months by developing a business that serves customers in this industry. Not just, but I will lose 10 kilograms in the next 6 months by exercising 5 times a week and following a nutrition plan. Clarity transforms vague desire into actionable steps. Without it, you're like a ship at sea without a rudder, drifting wherever the waves take you. With clarity, every action you take becomes purposeful, every decision aligned with your ultimate vision. Small, consistent actions compound. Many people wait for a big break or a perfect opportunity to start, but the truth is success rarely comes in leaps, it grows in increments. The power of small, consistent actions is underestimated. Every day you read, learn, practice, and implement, even in small doses, you are building momentum. Consider the concept of compound interest. In finance, a small amount invested consistently over time grows into a fortune. The same principle applies to action. Reading 15 minutes a day, making 1 sales call daily, writing 1 paragraph, or exercising for 20 minutes every morning may seem insignificant, but over weeks and months, these actions compound into remarkable results. Wishful thinkers fail to understand this principle. They want instant results, and when they don't see them immediately, they give up. Real achievers understand that the harvest comes after the seasons of consistent planning, watering, and nurturing. Action confronts fear. Fear is the primary reason people stay in the realm of wishful thinking. Fear of failure, fear of criticism, fear of the unknown, they all paralyze dreams. But action is the antidote to fear. Action forces you to move forward despite uncertainty. Imagine standing at the edge of a diving board. Wishful thinking keeps you imagining the perfect jump without ever stepping off. Real success is stepping onto the board, feeling the fear, and leaping anyway. Every action you take expands your courage and your confidence. Action is the muscle that strengthens the mind. Action produces results and feedback. Dreams alone do not provide feedback. Action does. Every step you take, whether successful or not, gives you valuable information. Did your strategy work? Did your plan resonate with others? What adjustments are needed? Real success is not about perfection. It's about learning and refining. Wishful thinkers interpret every setback as proof that success is impossible. Real achievers see every setback as a stepping stone, an opportunity to correct course, and a lesson to accelerate progress. Action creates measurable outcomes. Without outcomes, there is no growth, no learning, and no eventual success. Action builds confidence. Confidence is not inherited. It is earned through repeated acts of effort. Each time you take action, even when you're unsure, you build a track record of accomplishment. And confidence grows exponentially with every step forward. Think about this. The person who has never acted is always uncertain. They rely on hope and imagination. The person who consistently acts, however, becomes self-reliant and empowered. Action creates competence. Competence breeds confidence, and confidence drives even bolder action. Action is the ultimate equalizer. Many people believe that luck, connections, or circumstances determine success. While these factors play a role, they pale in comparison to action. Anyone, anywhere can take action. It doesn't require a special degree, extraordinary talent, or perfect conditions. Action is available to everyone who chooses to use it. The poor, the middle class, the privileged. Action is the great equalizer. It doesn't discriminate. And it is the one factor that separates dreamers from doers. Those who act consistently will always outperform those who merely wish. Practical steps to transform dreams into action. Define your goal clearly. Write down exactly what you want to achieve. Make it specific, measurable, and time-bound. Break it into steps. Divide the goal into actionable daily or weekly tasks. Small steps accumulate into significant progress. Start today. Don't wait for the perfect moment. It rarely exists. Begin where you are with what you have. Track your progress. Measure results. Learn from setbacks and adjust strategies accordingly. Commit to consistency. Daily action, no matter how small, is more powerful than occasional bursts of effort. Overcome fear. Take one action outside your comfort zone each day. Fear shrinks when met with movement. Celebrate progress. Every completed step is proof that your dream is moving closer to reality. Recognition fuels motivation. In the end, action is not just a tool, it is the essence of real success. Dreams without action are nothing but fleeting fantasies. Action without direction is wasted energy. But when combined clear vision, consistent steps, and courageous effort, action becomes the bridge that transforms your life. Remember this truth. The difference between a life of wishing and a life of achievement is measured by what you do today. The future belongs not to those who dream without doing, but to those who take decisive action now, even when the path is uncertain, even when the odds seem against them. Start now. Take that first step. Commit to the bridge. Let action turn your dreams into reality, and let reality prove that wishful thinking is only a shadow compared to the light of persistent, intentional effort. There's a simple truth that separates those who achieve real success from those who merely dream. Responsibility. Owning your life is the single most powerful principle that transforms wishful thinking into meaningful results. The difference between dreamers and achievers is not luck, talent, or circumstance. It is who takes responsibility for their outcomes. Many people live in a world of excuses. They blame the economy, the government, their upbringing, or even the people around them for why life hasn't turned out the way they hoped. They wait for someone else to fix their problems, create their opportunities, or hand them success on a silver platter. This is wishful thinking disguised as reasoning. Real success never comes to the person who blames circumstances. It comes to the person who accepts full responsibility for every result in their life. Responsibility is not punishment, it is power. It is the freedom to choose your path, to take control of your destiny, and to shape the life you desire. When you stop blaming and start owning, something extraordinary happens. You move from being a passenger in your life to being the driver. Responsibility is empowerment. Many people fear responsibility because it seems heavy. They think, if I'm responsible, I'll have to carry all the weight. But responsibility is actually empowerment. When you own your life, you acknowledge that your choices matter. You acknowledge that you have the ability to create the results you want. Think of it this way. A victim mindset says, I can't do anything about this. An ownership mindset says, what can I do to improve this situation? The first mindset leads to stagnation. The second leads to growth. Every successful person in history understood this principle. They didn't wait for life to hand them the perfect circumstances. They shaped circumstances with their actions. Responsibility transforms obstacles into opportunities. When you take full responsibility, obstacles no longer become roadblocks. They become opportunities. Consider the entrepreneur who faces a market downturn. A wishful thinker complains and waits for conditions to improve. The person who owns their life says, how can I adjust my strategy to thrive despite these challenges? Responsibility shifts your focus from what is happening to you to what is happening through you. Life will always present challenges, but success is determined by how you respond. Every obstacle carries a lesson, and the responsible person extracts that lesson, grows, and moves forward. Responsibility eliminates excuses. Excuses are the hallmark of wishful thinking. I don't have the right connections. I wasn't born lucky. Excuses are the safe retreat of those unwilling to act. But when you take responsibility, excuses vanish. Responsibility means accepting that your life is the sum of your choices. You may not control everything, but you control your response, your effort, and your focus. Once you embrace this truth, excuses no longer serve you, they become irrelevant. You stop waiting for conditions to be perfect and start creating results now. Responsibility builds character. Success is not just about wealth, fame, or achievements. It is about the person you become along the way. Responsibility shapes character. It forces you to confront your weaknesses, to own your mistakes, and to grow stronger. Consider a person who faces failure in business. A wishful thinker blames others and sinks into discouragement. A responsible person analyzes what went wrong, learns from it, and applies the lessons to future efforts. This willingness to face reality without denial or complaint builds resilience, integrity, and wisdom, qualities that are essential for real, lasting success. Responsibility drives freedom. It may sound ironic, but true freedom comes from taking responsibility, not avoiding it. When you rely on others to determine your life, you are trapped by circumstances. When you take ownership, you free yourself from dependence. You can make choices aligned with your values, goals, and dreams. Think about this: the person who blames the system is always at its mercy. The person who owns their life creates a system around themselves that supports their success. Responsibility is the foundation of independence, self-reliance, and ultimately control over your destiny. Responsibility is actionable every day. Taking responsibility is not an abstract concept, it is actionable. Here are practical ways to practice ownership in your life. Accept the outcomes of your choices. Stop blaming external factors. Every result, good or bad, is a reflection of your decisions. Identify what you can control. Focus your energy on actions you can take rather than problems you cannot fix. Set clear goals and commit. Responsibility starts with knowing what you want and dedicating yourself to achieving it. Reflect and adjust. Take time to review your progress, acknowledge mistakes, and refine your approach. Take initiative. Don't wait for permission or opportunity. Seek out solutions, create opportunities, and lead yourself forward. Own your learning and growth. Invest in yourself daily, reading, studying, practicing skills, and building competence. By incorporating these actions into your daily life, you transform responsibility from a concept into a habit. And habits, when consistently practiced, create success. Responsibility separates winners from dreamers. Ultimately, responsibility is what separates wishful thinking from real success. Dreamers hope that life will deliver them opportunities, recognition, or wealth. Winners understand that life doesn't hand out success. It must be earned through conscious, responsible action. Owning your life means saying, I am responsible for my health, my relationships, my finances, my career, and my happiness. I will not wait for someone else to make things happen for me. I am the architect of my future, and I will build it deliberately, step by step. When you fully embrace this mindset, you stop complaining, you stop waiting, and you start creating. Your dreams are no longer illusions, they become plans. Your plans are no longer wishes, they become realities. Closing thoughts on responsibility. Responsibility is not a burden. It is the most liberating principle you can apply. It is the key to transforming dreams into results, fantasies into reality, and wishing into winning. Every successful person you admire has embraced this principle. They didn't wait for life to deliver success. They claimed it by owning their actions, their choices, and their outcomes. Remember, your life is your responsibility. If you want to stop wishing and start winning, start here. Take ownership of today, take ownership of your choices, and take ownership of your results. The moment you do, you step into the power that transforms your life and bridges the gap between wishful thinking and real success. If responsibility is the foundation of real success, then discipline is the bridge that turns intention into achievement. Many people talk about goals, dreams, and aspirations, but few understand that without discipline, these remain nothing more than ideas floating in the air. Discipline is the daily investment that compounds over time, creating the results that wishful thinking could never achieve. Wishful thinkers hope for success. They look for shortcuts, quick wins, or lucky breaks. They dream of wealth, health, or recognition, but they fail to recognize the one principle that guarantees results: consistent, disciplined action. Discipline is not glamorous. It doesn't make headlines. It doesn't show up in motivational quotes, but it works, and it works quietly, patiently, and powerfully. Discipline is the key to consistency. Consistency is the heartbeat of achievement. Imagine a farmer planting seeds. If he plants one day and ignores the rest of the season, the harvest will be poor. But if he waters, tends, and nurtures every day, the seeds grow into a thriving crop. Success works the same way. Discipline ensures that small, deliberate actions happen every day regardless of mood, motivation, or external circumstances. You don't rely on feeling inspired. You act because discipline becomes a habit, and habits compound into extraordinary results. Consider an athlete. Training once a week will never build a champion. Training consistently, day after day, with discipline creates excellence. The same applies to business, personal growth, relationships, and health. Discipline is the secret force behind sustained achievement. Discipline creates freedom, not restriction. Many people mistakenly associate discipline with restriction or deprivation. They think discipline means giving up pleasure or living a life of rigidity. But real discipline is a pathway to freedom. When you cultivate discipline in your life, you gain control over your choices. You are no longer a slave to impulses, distractions, or temporary desires. You can allocate your time, energy, and resources toward what truly matters. Discipline allows you to delay short-term gratification in pursuit of long-term rewards. And it is this delay, this self-control, that separates fleeting wishes from lasting success. Financial independence, health, and personal mastery all require disciplined habits. The freedom to live on your terms comes not from luck, but from the investment of daily discipline. Discipline is the difference between good and great. Many people achieve okay results because they work hard, but they stop short of greatness. They start projects enthusiastically, but abandon them when challenges arise. They settle for average because discipline is uncomfortable. Greatness, however, requires a relentless commitment to excellence. Discipline ensures that you follow through, refine your skills, and push past resistance. It is the steady effort, day in and day out, that accumulates into extraordinary outcomes. Think of a musician practicing scales, a writer writing one page at a time, or an entrepreneur making small improvements daily. Each small disciplined action may seem insignificant in isolation, but over weeks, months, and years, they compound into mastery and results beyond imagination. Discipline protects against the illusion of motivation. Motivation is fleeting. Some days you wake up feeling inspired and ready to conquer the world. Other days, nothing feels right. Relying on motivation alone is a recipe for inconsistency and disappointment. Discipline bridges the gap when motivation fails. It is the commitment to keep going even when you don't feel like it. Every successful person understands this truth. Feelings are unreliable, but habits formed through discipline are unstoppable. Consider writing a book. Some days ideas flow effortlessly, other days it feels impossible. Discipline forces you to sit down, put words on the page, and keep building momentum. A finished manuscript, a completed project, a tangible achievement that would never exist without disciplined consistency. Discipline compounds over time. Discipline is like a bank account for your life. Every small disciplined action is a deposit. Every lapse, every procrastination is a withdrawal. Over time, the compound effect of disciplined actions is exponential. Warren Buffett once said that the most powerful force in the universe is compound interest. The same principle applies to personal and professional growth. Reading 20 pages a day, exercising consistently, saving a small percentage of income, or practicing a skill daily may seem small, but over months and years, these actions create extraordinary results. Wishful thinkers look for overnight success. Disciplined achievers understand that slow, steady, consistent deposits in the account of life create wealth, knowledge, skill, and opportunity beyond imagination. Discipline creates confidence and self-respect. There's another benefit to discipline that is often overlooked. It builds character. When you honor your commitments to yourself, even when no one is watching, you build confidence and self-respect. Every day you choose discipline over distraction, action over procrastination. You reinforce the belief that you are capable, reliable, and determined. This inner confidence becomes a magnet for opportunities, relationships, and success. People are drawn to those who demonstrate consistency and integrity in their actions. Without discipline, confidence is fragile and dependent on external validation. With discipline, confidence is rooted in your own actions and it becomes unshakable. Practical ways to cultivate discipline. Discipline is a skill, and like any skill, it can be developed through practice. Here are practical steps to make it part of your daily life. Start small. Discipline begins with manageable habits. Make your bed every morning, write 100 words, or exercise for 10 minutes. Small victories build momentum. Set clear priorities. Know what matters most in your life and align your daily actions with these priorities. Discipline is easier when your purpose is clear. Create routines. Establishing structured routines reduces reliance on willpower alone. Routines make disciplined action automatic. Remove temptations. Environment shapes behavior. Eliminate distractions, temptations, or bad habits that compete with your goals. Track your progress. Keep a journal, checklist, or calendar to monitor consistency. Progress reinforces commitment. Reward yourself. Celebrate small wins along the way. Discipline doesn't mean deprivation. It's a pathway to fulfillment. Embrace accountability. Share your goals with someone who will hold you accountable. Responsibility strengthens discipline. Discipline separates dreamers from achievers. In the end, discipline is the bridge between wishful thinking and real success. Dreamers may imagine a better life, but without discipline, those dreams remain fantasies. Achievers invest daily effort, follow routines, embrace consistency, and push past discomfort. They understand that the secret to extraordinary results lies in small, daily disciplined actions repeated over time. If you want real success, you cannot rely on inspiration alone. You cannot hope for the perfect moment or the lucky break. You must commit to discipline, consistent action. Every step you take, no matter how small, moves you closer to your goals. Every day you choose to act with discipline, you invest in your future, build character, and close the gap between wishing and winning. Closing thought on discipline. Discipline is not a punishment. It is your most powerful investment. Each small action you take today, repeated daily, compounds into results that will shape your life for decades. The difference between those who dream and those who achieve is not talent, luck, or circumstance. It is daily, disciplined action. Remember, you cannot wish your way to success. You cannot hope your way to mastery. But you can act your way there one disciplined choice at a time. Start now. Commit to the daily investment. Build habits that serve your dreams, and watch as your life transforms from wishful thinking into unstoppable success. If responsibility gives you control over your life and discipline gives you the ability to act consistently, then patience is the glue that holds it all together. Many people want success instantly. They want results now. They want the rewards of hard work without the months or even years of preparation. This is wishful thinking at its most common form. Real success, however, is not instant. It is cultivated through time, perseverance, and a willingness to trust the process. Patience is not passive. It is not waiting idly while life happens. Patience is active trust in the actions you are taking, knowing that results will appear in their due season. The farmer plants seeds in spring and patiently tends the soil, waters, and nurtures the crops, understanding that harvest comes in autumn, not the next day. Success works the same way. It is the cumulative result of consistent effort over time, guided by discipline and responsibility. The danger of impatience. Impatience is the enemy of achievement. It causes people to give up too soon, abandon promising projects, or chase quick fixes that lead nowhere. When results are delayed, the untrained mind grows frustrated, discouraged, and doubtful. This is where wishful thinkers lose their way. They see others achieving success and feel it is unattainable for themselves. But every great accomplishment has required time. A best-selling author didn't write a masterpiece overnight. An entrepreneur didn't build a thriving business in a week. A master musician didn't perfect their craft in months. Impatience is the voice that tells you to quit just before your efforts begin to compound into breakthrough results. Patience, in contrast, allows you to persist even when progress seems invisible. It teaches you to trust the process, to keep planting seeds and watering them, knowing the harvest is coming. Patience allows time for growth. Real success is not just about achieving goals. It is about growing into the person capable of sustaining them. Impatience often pushes people to seek results before they are ready, which leads to mistakes, burnout, and failure. Patience gives time for skills, character, knowledge, and wisdom to develop alongside the outcomes. Consider the athlete training for the Olympics. They do not simply show up one day and win. They spend years perfecting technique, building endurance, and strengthening both body and mind. The process is gradual, but it ensures that when success arrives, it is lasting and resilient. Life works the same way. Patience allows you to mature, prepare, and fortify yourself for the responsibilities that success demands. Trusting the process reduces anxiety. Impatience often breeds anxiety, worry, and frustration. When you focus only on results, you become attached to outcomes and lose peace in the present. Patience, however, shifts your focus back to the actions you can take today. It allows you to engage fully with the process, doing what is necessary while releasing attachment to timing. When you trust the process, you understand that each day's effort is valuable. You may not see immediate results, but your consistency, learning, and perseverance are building the foundation for the life you want. This perspective reduces stress, improves decision-making, and keeps you motivated for the long haul. Patience amplifies the power of discipline. Discipline and patience are partners. Discipline ensures that you act consistently. Patience ensures that you continue acting until results appear. Without patience, discipline may falter. You might give up because you expect instant rewards. Think of an investor building wealth. They save and invest regularly, trusting in compound interest, but results are not immediate. Patience ensures that they stick to their strategy even when short-term fluctuations occur. The combination of disciplined action and patient persistence is what produces long-term success. Patience strengthens character. Enduring delays and setbacks with patience builds strength, resilience, and humility. It teaches you to control impulses, manage expectations, and approach life with wisdom. People who lack patience often make reckless decisions, settle for shortcuts, or give up too early. Patience is a form of self-mastery. It allows you to navigate the unpredictable nature of life with poise, confidence, and clarity. Every time you resist the urge to quit, every time you trust the process despite uncertainty, you strengthen the qualities that define real success: perseverance, courage, and wisdom. Practical steps to cultivate patience. Patience, like discipline, is a skill that can be developed with practice. Here are some ways to strengthen it in your life. Focus on daily actions, not immediate results. Concentrate on what you can control today and let outcomes unfold naturally. Measure progress in steps, track small achievements and milestones rather than expecting instant transformation. Practice delayed gratification. Choose long-term rewards over short-term pleasures. This trains your mind to value lasting results. Learn from setbacks. Use challenges as lessons instead of signs of failure. Patience grows through experience. Develop perspective. Understand that life is a marathon, not a sprint. Great accomplishments require time, effort, and persistence. Meditate or reflect. Take quiet moments to reconnect with your goals and reaffirm your trust in the process. Patience is not passive waiting. It is deliberate engagement with life. trusting that consistent effort will yield the desired results. Patience separates dreamers from achievers. Ultimately, patience is what separates wishful thinkers from real achievers. Dreamers often quit too early because they don't see immediate progress. Achievers understand that every significant goal requires time. They trust the process, maintain consistent action, and allow success to unfold naturally. Consider the stories of inventors, business leaders, and artists. Every one of them faced delays, rejections, and setbacks. The difference was patience. They persevered, trusted their efforts, and ultimately achieved extraordinary results. Without patience, even the most talented or disciplined individuals can falter. Closing thought on patience: if you want to turn dreams into reality, you must embrace patience. You must understand that the process takes time, that growth happens gradually, and that results are the reward of consistent effort. Patience allows you to endure, to learn, to grow, and ultimately to succeed. Remember this: the seeds you plant today may not bloom tomorrow, but if you water them daily, nourish them with discipline, and protect them with responsibility, the harvest will come. Trust the process, commit to the journey, and know that real success is not built on shortcuts, instant gratification, or wishful thinking. It is built on patience, persistence, and unwavering faith in your daily actions. If responsibility gives you control, discipline provides consistency, and patience teaches trust, then learning is the fuel that powers your journey toward real success. Many people talk about wanting success, but few understand that knowledge alone is not enough. True achievement comes when knowledge is applied, when learning transforms into action. Wishful thinkers collect information, ideas, and inspiration, but they rarely turn it into meaningful results. Real achievers, however, take knowledge and act on it consistently. Learning is not merely accumulating facts, it is an active process, a deliberate choice to grow, adapt, and improve. Every successful person understands that the world is constantly changing, and the ability to learn and apply knowledge is what keeps them ahead. Learning creates a competitive edge. In today's world, knowledge is power, but only when applied. The person who reads, studies, experiments, and improves continuously will always outperform the one who relies solely on natural talent or wishful thinking. Knowledge equips you to make better decisions, solve problems efficiently, and seize opportunities others overlook. Consider a business owner who continuously studies market trends, consumer behavior, and best practices. Their knowledge allows them to innovate, adapt, and outperform competitors. The person who waits for luck, relying on wishful thinking, will struggle to stay relevant. Continuous learning provides a competitive edge that cannot be taken away. Knowledge without action is useless. Many people fall in the trap of collecting knowledge without applying it. They read books, watch videos, attend seminars, and fill their minds with ideas, but their lives remain unchanged. This is wishful thinking disguised as preparation. Real success requires action. Knowledge must be transformed into behavior, decisions, and habits. A person may know the principles of wealth, health, or relationships, but if they do not act on that knowledge, nothing changes. Action converts knowledge into results. Learning without application is like owning a map, but never taking the journey. Learning is a lifelong habit. Success is not a one-time achievement. It is a continuous process. Life never stops teaching, and the market never stops evolving. Those who stop learning fall behind. Real achievers, however, embrace learning as a lifelong habit. Consider inventors, entrepreneurs, and leaders. They are not experts who stop growing. They are perpetual students, constantly seeking new insights, refining skills, and improving strategies. The more you learn, the more adaptable and resilient you become. Learning becomes the engine that drives progress. Learning accelerates growth. Wishful thinkers often expect instant results without preparation. Real achievers understand that learning accelerates growth. Every new skill, insight, or strategy you acquire allows you to act more effectively and make better decisions. Think about this. An aspiring writer who studies storytelling techniques, reads widely, and practices writing daily will produce better work faster than someone who relies solely on natural talent. Knowledge, when combined with action, shortens the path to success. Learning is the ladder that helps you reach higher levels faster than effort alone. Learning builds confidence and reduces fear. Knowledge combats fear. Many people fail to act because they feel unprepared or uncertain. Learning reduces that fear by giving you clarity, competence, and understanding. When you know what to do, you act decisively. For example, a person entering a new career may initially feel anxious. By learning the skills, industry trends, and best practices, they gain confidence to perform at a high level. This confidence is not arrogance. It is the result of preparation. Real achievers are fearless not because they lack fear, but because they know they are equipped to handle challenges. Learning turns mistakes into lessons. Mistakes are inevitable, but learning transforms them into opportunities. Wishful thinkers see mistakes as failures that confirm their doubts. Real achievers analyze mistakes, extract lessons, and Thomas Edison once said that he didn't fail in inventing the light bulb. He found 10,000 ways that didn't work. Every failure was a step towards success, a lesson that improved his process. Learning allows you to turn setbacks into progress, failures into feedback, and challenges into stepping stones, practical steps to make learning actionable. Learning becomes powerful when it is applied. Here's how to make knowledge a force for real success. Read and study daily. Commit to consistent learning, books, articles, courses, or podcasts. Small, daily doses accumulate over time. Apply immediately. Take what you learn and implement it in your life. Test ideas, practice skills, and refine your approach. Seek mentorship. Learn from people who have already achieved what you desire. Mentorship accelerates learning by showing you the path and pitfalls. Reflect on experiences. Review your actions, results, and decisions. Analyze what worked, what didn't, why. Experiment and adapt. Knowledge is most valuable when tested in real-world situations. Be willing to try new strategies and adjust based on feedback. Teach others. Sharing knowledge reinforces your learning and creates accountability. Teaching is one of the most effective ways to deepen understanding. By turning knowledge into action, you move beyond wishful thinking into tangible, measurable success. Every step you take based on what you've learned compounds into results, skills, and confidence. Learning separates dreamers from achievers. Ultimately, learning is what differentiates wishful thinkers from real achievers. Dreamers may imagine success, hope for luck, or rely on talent alone. Achievers recognize that the world rewards those who continuously learn and apply knowledge. Learning ensures that your actions are informed, intentional, and effective. It allows you to navigate uncertainty, overcome obstacles, and create opportunities that others overlook. Knowledge alone is not enough, but applied knowledge becomes a catalyst for extraordinary results. Closing thought on learning. If you want to transform dreams into reality, commit to knowledge and action. Read, study, practice, and apply everything you learn. Every skill mastered, every lesson applied, every insight implemented moves you closer to your goals. Learning is not a one-time effort. It is a lifelong investment, the fuel that powers your journey, and the difference between wishing and achieving. Remember, dreams without learning remain fantasies. Knowledge without action is wasted. But learning coupled with action creates unstoppable momentum, turning ambition into achievement, and turning your life into a testament of what is possible when knowledge meets disciplined effort. If responsibility empowers you, discipline structures you, patience steadies you, and learning equips you, then persistence is the force that carries you all the way to real success. Without persistence, even the most talented, disciplined, and knowledgeable individuals can falter. Many people start with excitement, hope, and high energy, but when obstacles appear, motivation wanes, patience runs thin, and wishful thinking returns. Persistence is the quality that keeps you moving forward when everything around you says, quit. Persistence is not simply stubbornness. It is intelligent, determined, and continuous effort toward your goals, regardless of temporary setbacks, failures, or discouragements. It is the willingness to keep showing up, doing the work, and believing in your vision even when results are delayed. Persistence bridges the gap between effort and achievement. Many people fail not because they lack talent or intelligence, but because they give up too soon. Success is rarely immediate. It often requires repeated attempts, trial and error, and constant refinement. Persistence is what bridges the gap between effort and achievement. Think about Thomas Edison, who famously said, "I have not failed, I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Each attempt brought him closer to success. The difference between those who quit and those who succeed is persistence, the refusal to accept temporary defeat as permanent. Persistence allows you to maintain momentum when challenges arise. It transforms repeated effort into compounding progress, and it ensures that every small action you take contributes to long-term results. Persistence strengthens character. The road to success is filled with obstacles, setbacks, and disappointments. Those who persevere through adversity develop resilience, patience, and inner strength. Persistence shapes character, molding individuals into leaders, innovators, and problem solvers. Wishful thinkers often give up when the first signs of difficulty appear. Real achievers see challenges as opportunities to grow, learn, and improve. Persistence transforms adversity from a roadblock into a stepping stone, building confidence, courage, and integrity along the way. Persistence creates momentum. Momentum is the hidden secret behind long-term success. Every small, consistent action builds energy, motivation, and progress. Persistence ensures that this momentum continues even when the initial excitement fades. Consider a runner training for a marathon. The first few days are exciting, the first few weeks are challenging, but only by continuing consistently mile after mile does the runner build the endurance necessary to complete the race. In life, persistence creates the same effect. Continuous effort produces results that compound, making success inevitable over time. Persistence overcomes fear and doubt. Fear and doubt are inevitable companions on the road to achievement. They whisper, "You can't do this," or "This will never work." Wishful thinkers listen and retreat. Persistent individuals acknowledge fear but refuse to let it control their actions. Persistence is courage in motion. It is acting in spite of uncertainty, setbacks, and obstacles. Every time you persist despite fear, you reinforce the belief that you are capable, resilient, and unstoppable. Over time, persistence diminishes doubt and strengthens self-confidence. Persistence multiplies the effect of learning and discipline. All the knowledge you gain, all the discipline you cultivate, and all the patience you practice are multiplied by persistence. Without persistence, Even the best laid plans and most disciplined habits can be wasted. Persistence ensures that learning is applied, that discipline is maintained, and that patience continues to bear fruit. For example, an entrepreneur may have excellent knowledge of the market and a disciplined plan for growth. If they give up after the first setback, the knowledge and discipline yield no results. But if they persist, adjusting strategies and continuing to act, the compounding effects of their efforts ultimately to break through success. Practical steps to build persistence. Persistence is a skill that can be strengthened through intentional practice. Here are strategies to cultivate it. Set clear goals. Know what you are pursuing. Clear goals give you a destination to persist toward. Break goals into steps. Small, manageable steps prevent overwhelm and allow you to maintain momentum. Focus on daily progress. Commit to consistent action, no matter how small. Persistence is built day by day. Develop resilience. Accept that setbacks are part of the process. Treat failures as feedback, not defeat. Celebrate milestones. Recognize achievements along the way. They reinforce motivation and persistence. Surround yourself with support. Build relationships with people who encourage and inspire persistence. Visualize success. Remind yourself regularly why you are persisting. Visualization strengthens resolve. Persistence is not about blindly pushing forward. It is about intelligently, consistently, and courageously pursuing your goals even when challenges arise. Persistence separates dreamers from achievers. The final difference between wishful thinking and real success is persistence. Dreamers hope for results, wait for luck, and abandon efforts when obstacles appear. Achievers persist, adapting their strategies, learning from mistakes, and maintaining effort despite difficulty. Persistence ensures that you keep moving forward long enough for compounding effort, learning, and discipline to produce extraordinary results. It is the final quality that transforms potential into achievement, plans into reality, and dreams into lasting success. Closing thought on persistence. If you want to live a life of real achievement, you must embrace persistence. You must refuse to quit when faced with difficulty. You must continue acting, learning, and growing, trusting that every step brings you closer to your goals. Remember, success is often closer than you think, but only for those who persist. The person who refuses to give up will always outlast the obstacles, overcome the setbacks, and achieve what others only dream of. Persistence is the ultimate difference between wishful thinking and real success. It turns dreams into realities, effort into results, and ordinary lives into extraordinary legacies. Commit to it. Never give up and watch as your life transforms in ways you once only imagined.